Welcome to Where the Soul Echoes, a space where your soul's journey comes first. This is not just another reading, it is an invitation to step into the rhythm of your own becoming. Here we move slowly, we feel deeply, and we honor the truths that stir in the quiet corners of the heart. As we step into the energy of the new moon in Virgo, we are not simply experiencing another lunar cycle. We are standing at the threshold of renewal, where the sacred alignment of the cosmos calls us back into devotion, discipline, and intention. Virgo, with her discerning eye and grounded essence, teaches us that healing is found not in the grand gestures, but in the small, deliberate choices we make every day. This new moon becomes a mirror for the twin flame path, reflecting the places where both the divine feminine and divine masculine are being asked to refine, to release, and to return to what is true. The new moon always carries the whisper of beginnings, but in Virgo, it carries the medicine of purification. It reminds us that we cannot carry forward what weighs us down, that the union we long for is shaped in the stillness of inner work. This moment is not only about the dreams you set, but also about the rituals that sustain them. It is the reminder that love, especially the love that transcends lifetimes, requires not only passion but patience, not only desire but discipline. For twin flames, this lunation acts as both a sacred invitation and a challenge. Virgo's clarity can cut through illusions, stripping away the layers of fantasy and projection that often cloud the mirror of connection. You may find yourself standing face to face with truths you have long avoided, truths about your own patterns, about the way you give, about the way you receive. Yet, in this unveiling lies the possibility of freedom. The freedom to choose differently, the freedom to rebuild on the foundations of honesty, intention, and self-love. The new moon in Virgo is a call back to alignment, not the alignment of perfection, but the alignment of authenticity. On this path of twin flames, union is not born from who you pretend to be, but from who you are when you stand unmasked. Virgo reminds you that devotion to the self is devotion to the union, that every act of healing within ripples outward to touch the bond you share. So as we move deeper into this reading, I invite you to breathe into this energy, to allow the Virgo new moon to show you where refinement is needed, where surrender is possible, and where love is asking to take root in a new, sacred way. Together, let us walk through the energies of this lunation and see how it shapes the mirror of your connection. For the divine feminine, the new moon in Virgo whispers of deep self-tending. You are being called to look at the ways you hold yourself, the ways you nourish your body, mind, and spirit. Virgo's medicine is one of detail, and under this lunation, you may feel pulled to evaluate the rituals and patterns that make up your days. This is not superficial work. This is soul work disguised in the ordinary. The feminine on this journey is asked to slow down, to remember that the seed of union begins with her own roots. The new moon shines light on the places where you may have neglected your own needs in pursuit of the connection, where you have given so much outwardly that you have left yourself with little. Virgo reminds you that devotion is not about martyrdom, but about balance. When you honor yourself with care, with boundaries, with tenderness, you create the fertile ground upon which the connection can grow. This is also a time of clarity for you. The Virgo energy may illuminate where illusions have been clouding your heart. Perhaps you have held on to a vision of the union that was more rooted in longing than in truth. Perhaps you have ignored red flags or dismissed your own intuition. This lunation invites you to clear away the fog, to see not only your counterpart but yourself with honesty. In doing so, you reclaim your power. You remember that the feminine strength lies not in waiting but in becoming. The Virgo new moon also carries the energy of sacred service. You may feel a pull to dedicate yourself to something larger, a creative path, a spiritual practice, a way of serving others that honors your soul. This is part of the alignment. For the union to thrive, both counterparts must stand in their purpose, and this moment asks you to take a step toward yours. The feminine's healing now becomes the guiding light that illuminates the path for both. For the divine masculine, this new moon is a moment of reckoning. Virgo's clarity leaves little space for avoidance, and the masculine may feel the weight of truth pressing against him. Where has he resisted responsibility? Where has he relied on distractions instead of facing what is required for growth? The Virgo energy strips away excuses and brings him back to the core of what matters. The masculine is being asked to step into integrity. This lunation highlights where he has spoken one thing but acted another, where inconsistency has created distance in the connection. It is not a punishment but a mirror, showing him that union cannot be sustained on half-truths or avoidance. Virgo's lesson is that love requires commitment, not only to the other but to the self. He is being invited to look at his own inner structure, to refine the way he shows up, and to begin building on the foundation of honesty. This is also a time of healing for his inner world. The masculine often carries the weight of unspoken expectations, the pressure to provide, to protect, to achieve. Under the new moon, he is being reminded that true strength comes not from carrying everything alone, but from finding balance. Virgo asks him to examine his relationship with control, with perfectionism, with the fear of not being enough. In the softening, he finds his true power, the power that comes from authenticity rather than performance. The masculine may also feel stirred to act, to take concrete steps toward alignment. This can manifest as changes in daily habits, renewed focus on health or work, or the desire to create stability. Though subtle, these shifts are powerful, for they bring him into resonance with the union's frequency. The Virgo new moon reminds him that progress is not always dramatic, but is found in the steady rhythm of commitment. Together, the divine feminine and masculine stand at a crossroads under this new moon. Virgo's energy does not romanticize the journey, it reveals the work required. Yet within that work lies profound beauty. For what is love if not the willingness to grow, to refine, to continually choose each other through the cycles of change? This lunation offers the union the gift of reset, the chance to release outdated patterns, to clear away the clutter of illusion, and to plant seeds of intention rooted in truth. It asks both counterparts to take responsibility not only for the connection, but for themselves. For in the twin flame journey, union is never about two halves becoming whole, but two wholes choosing to walk together. The new moon in Virgo is the quiet revolution. It does not roar, it does not dazzle, it whispers. It hums. It asks you to trust in the small, steady steps that lead to lasting transformation. It asks you to honor the sacred in the ordinary, to see that every choice, every word spoken, every boundary honored, every act of devotion to self becomes part of the fabric of your connection. So as you step into this new moon, allow yourself to release what no longer serves. Allow yourself to set intentions that honor not just the union, but your own becoming. Trust that the love you are weaving is not built in a single moment, but in the rhythm of countless moments, each one bringing you closer to alignment. This Virgo new moon is a turning point. It is not the culmination, but the beginning. A beginning that is both tender and powerful, quiet and transformative. For the twin flame path, it is a reminder that union is not found in chasing what is ahead, but in aligning with what is here, now. Virgo teaches us that love is not only a feeling, but a practice. It is not only fire, but foundation. As you step forward under this new moon, may you remember that every act of devotion to yourself is an act of devotion to your union, that every step of healing is a step toward each other, and that in the sacred dance of becoming, the most powerful thing you can do is to stand fully in who you are. May this new moon guide you back to your center, to your truth, and to the love that echoes through your soul.